We discussed the upcoming events which are part of this dialogue, including preparation for the visit of President of the Russian Federation to India, which will take place by the end of this year.
Remember that for a long time he was saying that he would never have any contacts with Putin.
We have good traditions in the field of military cooperation. We hold joint exercises and discussed the upcoming events which are part of this dialogue, including preparation for the visit of President of the Russian Federation to India, which will take place by the end of this year. We have plans to prepare to come up with a solid package of documents for this summit. And undoubtedly we have a good tradition. We have good traditions in the field of military cooperation. We hold joint exercises, and in the field of military and technical cooperation, which is also underpinned by our shared history. As for the international topics, we discussed the situation in the context of what is happening in Ukraine. Following the phone conversation between President of the Russian Federation with Prime Minister of India, we informed in detail our Indian guests about the current state of discussions which are ongoing with participation of our US partners, in particular in the context of the talks held in Alaska when President Putin followed the invitation of President Trump and paid a visit to the United States of America. And we also spoke about the fact that there is an interest in a rapid settlement, and we discussed how this willingness to reach an agreement could serve the interests, legitimate interests of all participants.
Speaking of the meeting mentioned by President Zelensky, remember that for a long time he was saying that he would never have any contacts with Putin, and he never cancelled his 3-year-old executive order that put a ban on any contacts with President Putin. His activities and his talks about the summit with the Russian leader have a certain goal to pursue. He is merely trying to show his constructive nature and his adherence to settlement, but essentially he is only trying to replace, to substitute the hard work to agree upon the principles of sustainable crisis settlement. He is trying to substitute that with such comedy-style statements and populist statements and other tricks that the Ukrainian leader, the current so-called Ukrainian leader, is quite actively using such tricks. He is scared that attention to his personality may drop, as we see today. However, our president has said on numerous occasions that he is ready to meet, and he is ready to meet President Zelensky too, understanding that any questions that need high-level consideration would be well elaborated and deeply discussed, and the experts and ministers are supposed to prepare relevant recommendations, and we should have an understanding that when it comes to signing any future agreements, we will solve the issue of the legitimacy of the person who will sign these agreements on the Ukrainian side.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.